Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to On the Virtual Track. We are on episode 5 of this series that we are doing now. We've only got 58 more to go before we get through all the drivers that joined. But hey, we'll still be going in 2026. I'm James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined today by Jakub Olszewski, who's going to come and have a chat with me about his journey in sim racing. Jakub, welcome in, bud. How are you?
Hi, James. It's all right. Everything good. It's a bit late, getting late here. It's a bit dark outside, but happy to join you.
Whereabouts is here?
Here is Warsaw, Poland.
Oh, okay.
So it's 9 p.m. right now, so it's okay-ish. So when we finish it up, just go back to bed.
It'll be bedtime. It'll be like, right, we're done now. It's been an hour. I'm going to sleep. That's the end of it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go and have a kip. So look, we start off generally as always with your journey into sim racing. That's the thing. You know, where did it kick off for you? How did you end up into this wonderful world?
It's actually quite a long story, but to keep it short, it started with obviously a passion to racing, to motorsport in general. To Formula One was the first one. I believe I first watched it 2007, 2008. So it was like I was 4 or 5, and from 2009, just it's. I watch every season, every race. I'm still watching, and then it developed also to the different series, and also to the games. My first game was F1 2009 on the PlayStation Portable. It was a really bad game, but I was playing it for like 3 years because I had no different console or PC. And then I just played the F1 games each year, but they were always like a second game or a third game. Like I enjoyed more playing like FIFA or Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And then it clicked when I believe it was F1 2017, and I was doing some open lobby racing, and some guy just added me to a group chat from Poland, and he said that they have a league. It was on the PlayStation 4 back then, and I just joined the first race, and it's somehow went like this. And then I did switch to the PC for like 2018, 2019 stuff, and it's when I think it was my peak of career, but not in context of driving, but as an organizer, because I actually did quite a lot of things about sim racing. I was co-admin of a biggest Polish league in Formula One games. We had up to 6 splits of drivers, so it was like 200 people. So it was like crazy numbers, and it was PC and consoles at the same time, so it was really big. Then I took a bit of a step back. There were crazy stuff, dramas everywhere, and then I joined another project. It was a bit smaller in numbers, but bigger in recognition, I would say, because it was a Polish F1 series. It was a league that did LAN events. We did LAN finales and LAN like rounds, and we had drivers that competed in F1 Esports at the time. So it was a really big thing. And it was like 2021, 2022. And after that, I somehow took another step back from the organizing stuff and focused on the sim racing. Because I was playing F1 games, started a bit of iRacing, but I was not really good. I was playing on a laptop and Logitech G29 back then, so it was...
Ouch, laptop sounds painful enough as it is, to be blatantly honest.
Yeah, it was really a potato laptop, so I was minimal settings, and it was like 60 FPS, so it was really bad. And I also, my first races in the iRacing cliques were also like that, so that was really not good. And yeah, I believe that 2023 was the year that a bit changed everything, because I got like really into sim driving, not other stuff. I also got a job to found my sim racing accessories. I got back then a Fanatec wheel. In the meantime, I got a PC that I still use, and it's a good one, I would say. So it's not a 60 FPS on the low settings anymore. So yeah, mid 2023 was a breakthrough for me. I also did a lot of IGP league races, and it was like the first time I really participated at the front. Not really like P20, but yeah, occasional top 10, maybe top 5 fights. And last year I switched from Fanatec setup to a SimMagic one, and it was a big step up in terms of pace and confidence, consistency, and it also gave me the best season of IGP League. It was not the last season, but the 2 seasons ago, the last 2024, I believe, season 4. It was. I didn't finish.
You finished 4th.
Yeah, I finished 4th without participating in the first 2 rounds, and the third round I did. I didn't really know I would be fighting at the front, so I did back to last 2, no matter what, at Silverstone. I was P52, P53 at the grid. And the head admin wasn't really having it. He was a bit mad at me because it's actually forbidden to not qualify.
Yep. Was that Luca or Andy? Which one jumped on you?
Luca was a bit mad. He told me not to do it anymore. I had a tough time finding it and like rules sheet, but I actually found it, and it's a rule. And after that, the season kicked off really well, and apart from Suzuka disconnection, I had a disconnection there. I believe there were all races like top 6. There were really stellar performances.
Yeah, because that was the season you won at Hockenheim last round, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a P2, but then Jesper got a time penalty because he was disobeying the track limits, and the win was for me. It's not really pleasant one. I would prefer to win on the circuit.
Hey,
but,
dude, a win's a win. Yeah, a win is a win. I think that's the thing with that. You know, a win is a win, and that was it. That was the last season of 2024 where we had that 13-week season thing that had gone on or something. There was like a leap year in iRacing that gave us like 13 weeks in a calendar. It was a little bit of bizarre, but. You're going into IGP, and how did you end up finding IGP? Because it's a massive league, and how did you end up in open wheelers?
To add something to my story, when I started doing iRacing, I had a few friends, like a team that we were mostly focusing on GTE stuff or LMP2s. Yeah. So I started, it was back in 2020, 2021, it was GTEs, sports cars, and I didn't really drive the open wheel because for open wheels I had F1 games, so I didn't focus on that. But after my break from iRacing, when I joined back in mid 2022, I decided to purchase the F3 car, the old Dallara, and I just started doing official races, and I don't remember how it happened, but I believe I must have found somebody from the league in the official race, and they just had open spaces. I joined the league Discord. I joined the league in iRacing, and my first race in IGP was, I believe it was in Okayama. If I remember correctly, it was somewhere in September of 2022. So it was on my old laptop.
Oh dear.
Yeah, and if you know IGP, those are the grids of 50 or sometimes 60 drivers. So
Yeah,
for my
trust me, my
poor
computer screams at me every Sunday. It doesn't like it.
so my potato PC didn't really like that either. But if I remember correctly, the first race wasn't that bad. I qualified really low, but then it was like P20 something, so
Yeah,
it was okay-ish, and it just started like that. I never really had a full season of IGP because I'm a busy man sometimes. I do other stuff as well in life, so for the first few seasons it was like a race here, race there, maybe 5 runs a season. Then I had a really good start one season. It was a summer season in 2023. There were like 3 times a P4. I also had a win coming in Jerez then, but I had a hardware issue. Just my steering wheel turned off on the straight line, and it was a full lock to the left. And I just picked it up, and I believe I finished fourth or fifth, but it was a win coming. And after that, I got a job offer from a bar and by the seaside in Poland, and I decided to took it and just didn't compete in the season anymore.
yeah.
Yeah, and after that it was again some seasons on and off, but I'm willing to participate in this season as a whole. It didn't start
Yeah,
very
you.
well.
No, it didn't, did it?
No, it was it looked good for a short time, but then it really went downhill.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see that screen.
Yeah, I can see that
Uh,
screen.
yeah. This is outside a spoon.
Yeah, that was after the main incident. So the main issue was that yeah, no, that was the main issue. I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah,
This is your start at Suzuka,
yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. I mean the it was going well, and I had really good pace. But then when the first mistake came, then I wasn't that far away. It was okay. I believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know, that was P13, P14. I believe that I had a pace and could get up, but then I had an incident in the hairpin. The other driver, it was Leonard. He told me later that his VR just disconnected a bit and he turned into me actually. So yeah, and the car
The
was ruined.
VR, it's really hard to blame Leonard for that because VR
Yeah,
is horrible, dude. It's a great tool to have, but if all of a sudden it turns off, everything goes black, and you just hope that you haven't hit anyone, And I think that's the thing. But where are you going now? Because obviously, you've got your drop round to rely on, which is always good in opening to this season. Not that at the moment you can drop much because obviously it is only the first race, but it's going to be interesting to see what's your sort of ambition for this season. What's your sort of outcome that Jakub wants? Because at the moment you're 25th, you haven't scored any points, you're on 0-0, so that'll be your drop round. What do you think is going to happen after this for the rest of the season?
um, I need to somehow figure out to pick up my consistency in terms of not spinning and not crashing, because I believe that in raw pace I am one of the top guys. There is a group of people that are really fast. Of course,
Yeah.
when there is like Jesper, when he is on, then there is no competition. But
No, Jasper is a different.
he's a
He's a
different
different
breed. Yeah,
monster.
yeah.
Yeah, he's an alien. He just confuses me every time. He could win the championship if he was just here for 10 races.
Yeah, I
I swear
believe
to
that.
God, he probably could.
Yeah, I believe that he doesn't really care about that and just shows up once for
Mm.
some time,
It's all right for some,
because
isn't it? You know what I mean?
yeah, because if you are a average driver and you look at the times of mine times, I believe, I don't know, Lee Aberdeen's or Mackenzie's, you think that we are aliens, but then you have
Yeah.
Jesper and he is on a different level. But
Yeah.
yeah, apart from Jesper, and I don't know if there is sometimes Rehan is really fast.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think there is a group of drivers like me, Lee, Mackenzie, Antonio, also Andy Flint on his good day is there, and the French guys. That there is like a group of contenders that you have a potential 10 race winners each race. And there are also drivers that are not particularly fast, but they're fast enough to, with help of their consistency, they have good results, like Luca. Luca is not that fast that he was back in the time, but somehow when you look at the results sheet, he's P3, P5. There's good results.
He is probably, I think for Luca, one of the most consistent people I know.
Yeah.
He will just go out on track and he will just plod around. He'll do his thing. He'll get aggressive when he needs to. But other than that, he won't sit back and overly fight his area. Do you know what I mean? And that's where sometimes I wish he would. I wish he would get like, just go for it. But unfortunately, Luca's already messaged me telling me that's not how he drives. Sorry, Luca, if you watch this back. But
yeah, so so to finish my, because I didn't actually answer your question.
That's all right, don't worry.
I think that if I actually manage to finish races without spinning and making mistakes, I am capable of fighting for the big thing, for the championship. But to be a bit more on the modest side of things, I would say that a top 5 finish would be great. I have 2 times P4 in the championship, so maybe a podium will be nice for once. But I actually I prefer to look at one race at a time. So I just want to finish high. I have very good qualifying. I'm one of the best qualifiers at the grid, with multiple top 5s, front rows. Last Sunday I was going for the pole, but I screwed out the chicane, the last chicane at the Suzuka. I was entering it with minus 0.2 down, so it was very good lap, and I finished it. It was slower than my best lap, and the gap to the P1 was like really, really small, like 100, 200, something like that.
It wasn't a lot.
So it would be some margin to the P2 if I finish the lap properly. So yeah, that's the case. Do good qualifying and then try to not crash in the races.
I think that's the important thing, is just trying to not crash. It was actually 100th of a second. It wasn't a lot at all.
Yeah.
Going into this week, we're going into Algarve this Sunday, and that's the thing. I don't like Algarve either, but I think that at the end of the day, it should be an interesting season, and I look forward to seeing how you get on, and hopefully you can keep the rear wing on the car. That would be ideal. Hey, dude, you crashed on camera. That was, what I mean? That weren't me. That was you. So, but I think
you're not
it's
driving.
going to be an interesting. No, you don't want to see me on track, dude. Literally, don't even put me in a car. I drive left. I do NASCAR. That's about it. That's my journey. Do you know what I mean?
I will be doing left when there is Indy 500 event. So I did it last year, and somebody took me out on 3rd lap. And I was, in the second split. I was really, really up because for Indy 500 event you have the qualifying. It's a whole week of qualifying, and I did a really good job there. But somebody had other plans for me.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We can never control other drivers. I think that's the interesting thing. You know what I mean? You can't control what people do in and around you. So what other cars have you sort of been interested in within iRacing? What sort of other things would we see Jakub driving?
Right now, I'm actually starting to learn or participate more in normal Super Formula car.
Big boys.
Yeah, because I drove some races at Suzuka and I really had a great time. It's a good car, but it's so much more difficult. Like on the power, you have to focus a lot about the throttle, because in the light series, you can go 100% throttle from the second gear actually. So it's all good. Also at the starts, you just do 100% throttle, drop the clutch, and you're good to go. And in Super Formula, you have to think about it. So that's one car. I also really like I like open wheels, so it will be a bit boring, but I like the IndyCar. It's a
Yeah.
great car. It's really a difficult one, challenging not only the iRacing side, but also the physical side, I would say, because it's on the hands with a direct drive. It's a hell of a competition to actually finish a race without sore hands. I don't really drive many more cars. I try sometimes some prototype maybe.
Yeah.
I don't really like GT3s on iRacing. I think that they are a bit numb or not really driving well. And I started doing Le Mans Ultimate some weeks ago, and the GT3s there are so much better. And I prefer to focus on GT3s in other sims. So to sum it up, I would say iRacing is for the open wheelers, and for the GT3s and sports cars, I have other games.
You play Le Mans Ultimate, basically, on
Yeah.
that one. But that's fair enough. I think that's the thing for a lot of people is, different trying variations and different things. What do you do outside of sim racing? What's Jakub's favorite thing to do?
Mm, I like spending time with my girlfriend.
You have to say that because she sat next to you.
Yeah, she's lying down.
Yeah, you have to say that you want to spend time with her because she sat right next to you. Because I've seen you look over at her a couple of times.
Yeah.
So you need to get that one in there, right? Well done,
Yeah.
congratulations, you've done your
Yeah.
man bit. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, now we
But,
can.
but apart from that, yeah, what else do you like doing?
Um, I really like to watch racing. I'm boring, but
Oh, dude.
it's every weekend it's some sort of Formula racing or Indy cars or Formula One. Apart from that, I don't really watch because the endurances are way too long for me. I also
I
really
agree.
like I really like sport in general, but not football. Football is a bit boring for me. I like to watch some winter sports, or I was really into handball at some time. I was also working with handball players for a bit of time.
Yeah,
But apart from sport, I study daily. I am a student at a university. I study political science, so it's a big part of my life to be up what's going on in political life. And
what is, before we go any further, just for anybody at home who doesn't understand what that is, what is political science?
it's basically like studies about politics a bit. It's a bit about the definitions and the theory behind the politics.
Yeah,
You go through the history and some great minds that had amazing ideas. And also you, on the other side, you focus on current situation. I don't know, the local politics, the worldwide politics. So it's if you are spending a lot of time on X, then you might come up with some parts of my life as well. But
yeah. I find X a great tool in conjunction for politics. I'm very political.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm very political.
yeah, but yeah, you need to have a good X. I mean, you need to sort out the information because it's hell of a there is a lot of trash there, so you need to know
Yeah,
what you're
that's the
reading.
thing. I think the thing is, at the end of the day, politics is one of them areas when you, despite what side you've got, whether you've got left, central, right, whatever, you're never going to agree. You never agree. It just turns into one big argument, and that's why generally I try and stay away from politics with people.
Yeah, that's what I do after studies. When I'm done with the day and somebody asks me something about politics, I say, "Dude, I just spent 6 hours doing that. I don't want anymore."
Mm.
Yeah, it's never ending well. Sometimes
Yeah,
when you have a discussion at the university, like with people with knowledge and the people that are not here to argue, then the discussion may be a bit better. So you actually can listen to somebody's points, have your thoughts. It's okay. But on a humane side of things, it's not really good. So we can also stay away from that.
Yeah, it's one of them areas that you just go down a well. You can go, it's the same with religion, it's the same with politics, it's the same with conspiracy theories, it's everything. You're never going to agree. You never agree with anybody unless you find specifically somebody like you. I think that's the thing with anything like that. But I think it's going to be very interesting the way that involves. I think the whole politics and everything else. I think if that just moves on, it'll be a wonderful thing to see. But, let's be real, they're politicians.
Yeah.
Is it ever good? Is it going to ever move on? Who knows? Who knows on that one? So what's the plan with that then? What do you plan on doing? Are you planning on becoming an MP? Are you plan on going into Parliament? Are you going to rule the world and put it to rights?
I hope not. No, the plan. I need to maybe add it because I didn't mention it. Right now, I'm doing my third year, my sixth semester. So it's I'm ending my because the studies here are there are two parts. Free, it's system like 3+2. So now I'm finishing my first part and getting my degree. And then I don't know if I want to continue with that because I took that path just because I like reading about politics, or I used to like, and I didn't know what I want to do in life. And I believe that going to such studies would make me a bit of a more knowledgeable and intelligent guy that knows some things around the world problems and important stuff.
Yeah.
And so here we are 3 years later, and I would argue with that statement. So, so I'm actually in need of sitting down and figuring out what's next. But I'm also working because I do daily studies, but it's not really taking up much of my time anymore. I have like 4 lectures a week, so it's really not that bad. So I work actually at the airport. I'm an airport staff in Warsaw. I help people to pass to the passport control. So if you come by someday, maybe we'll meet.
So what, you sit in the booth and stamp my passport?
No, I organize people to go to the correct booths.
Yeah. So you're the boss man?
Yeah, I'm the boss man. I can tell you to stop or to go.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just
so,
don't give me a strip search.
Yeah,
No.
I don't like that either. So,
No.
I don't know. It's more like it started as a holiday job last year, and then the heads of the airport said that we are doing such an amazing job that they will just extend us to unlimited. So now I have another year of working here, and I actually think that maybe sticking with something about airports or airlines, something like that, but maybe moving on to the offices, not to be on the display all the time. It would be maybe some way for me, some path in a life, but right now I don't know. For sure, not a member of a parliament or a president. But I have a funny story about that because I have some sort of there is a faith in me that I will become a president because my teacher in first grade, she saw my birth date, and I actually have a birth date that is Polish Independence Day. And she said, "Yeah, you have to be a president then."
Don't fancy it.
Yeah, so then it's like I'm moving through life with a sentence in mind. So right now
Did she say a president as in running the country or a president of a company? You know what I mean?
No.
Whatever she said.
No, she was referring to the president of the country. She wanted me to run for the presidency. but I'm not really going to. I think that I have to
No.
disappoint her.
Oh, she'll be all right. I'm sure she'll get over it. She probably won't even remember she's even said it. To be blatantly, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So where do you see Jakub going? Where do you see it? First off, let's start in your sim racing world. Where do you see yourself progressing now? What's the ambition coming out of you for this one?
It's a difficult question because I don't have a goal.
Okay.
I don't also have a, I don't know. I'm driving an IGP. I represent the MRP racing team
Yep.
with Richard, with Ben, Matthew sometimes is there. I miss Evan. I don't know where is he. He's
Evan
not.
Way.
Yeah, he's not active, but he was. Oh, if we speak about consistent drivers, he was the one to be consistent, and he was fast consistent. So he was a better version of Luca, I would say. So he was the driver for the championships, and we actually the only season that we did together, we clinched the team championship. We were the
Yep.
P1 team, so he was a really good bloke, and it was actually he invited me to the team, so he saw something in me. So
Yeah.
he was a good guy.
I think you need to realize, that sometimes you are quick, and you are speedy, and there's no doubt about it. But if I gave you a magic wand and went, right, you could be anywhere in your sim racing career, where would you want to be?
I would want to be in the I would want to see more of esports competitions held in Formula Racing, because I believe there is a huge bias to the sports car and prototype racing. You have all the
Agreed.
special events, like every week there is endurance, and like
Hmm.
every 3 weeks there is some special event going on. And in Formula World we have Indy 500 event.
Yep.
We have some. There's, I believe, in November there is like Formula Ford something event, and it's really it. So I would really like to see a Super Formula Light series where you have to qualify and run the official iRacing series with the best drivers, because I think I could have a shot to qualify for that. It would be nice. There is official iRacing championship in IndyCars also. It was held last year, but I didn't have time to qualify. Maybe this year, maybe I would actually want to try to maybe focus more on the IndyCar side of things. But apart from that, I'm just simply having some official races, just building up my iRating. I don't really care about it. It's nice to see the numbers go up, but in the end of the day, I really like to have fun in racing.
Yep.
It's sometimes better to drop back a bit or have somebody actually chasing you, because sometimes I have races where I'm 20 seconds in front, and then I make mistakes because I don't focus enough. So
Yeah, you get bored.
yeah, I get bored actually, and in sim racing you shouldn't get bored. So I want to have more fantastic races. So there
That's
is
a
no.
hard thing to say, dude, because I get bored as well. I do this for a living,
Mhm.
and I'm doing an iRacing all day, and the last thing I want to do is go and drive a car in the evening. There's nothing more boring for me than driving that. But it's like a it's like a builder.
Mhm.
He's been at work building people's houses. You'll find that when he comes home, he won't want to be building his own house. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of the same scenario. And I think it's just one of them things that I think people would understand that we do get bored. We do go. If you're leading and you're out in front, and not I'm ever really in the lead of races, to be honest. But even when I'm in the middle, I still sometimes, if it's like 45 minutes, I'm still thinking, right, I've got to do this after, I've got to do that after, and next year I'm in a wall.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you need to really sometimes go out in the zone. You need to be in the zone to actually
hmm
be the best. So I sometimes catch myself not like I don't see things well. Like I focus so much that I feel myself like floating actually. So it's like this state of mind that you're just driving on autopilot, and it's like it's the prime level of sim racing, top tier. It's like Senna racing. He also had something
Yeah.
like that. So like I really want to chase that feeling. And I don't know if I have some other goals. I want to be a great driver. I don't want to have crashes with others, have great battles. Maybe win the Dame Championship in IGP.
That would
I
be nice. I
I
think.
would also like to see a bit of a smaller field in IGP. I know it's a controversial thing to say because IGP is for fun. It's a fun league in the end. It's for everybody. But there are certain days that when I'm driving, for example, in qualifying or in some important part of the race, and I have to lap somebody that's really, really slower, I know that they deserve the place in the league because it's a fun league, so everyone can join. But I would love to have a league that we have like the top 20 guys. There are those guys that in qualifying we are in, I don't know, 0.6, 0.7 seconds. And
Yeah.
then in the race, it's like all really close. The battles are meaningful and we don't really have a back marker that will destroy our race. But I'm not running the league.
The problem you got is I don't even know if there's leagues out there like that. To be blatantly honest, I know of few, but I don't think there's any that's like that. What about for yourself then? Personal goals. Where are you? Where do you think you're going to be? You with your partner. I presume you live together.
Not yet, not yet, because I'm quite young.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, fair play.
So
How long? How long? First up, how long have you been with her?
we are having a 2 year anniversary this year in summer.
Okay.
So, and she's also a tiny bit younger than me. So we don't have resources for that. So I still live with my parents actually, but it's okay. I make money, so it goes to my account.
Yeah.
So I'm making a way for myself for the future. So uh, I don't know. You ask what I see in my future. I see myself with my current partner. She's a great human being. So I don't know. I shouldn't be with her for the. It's the kind of love that you think that it stays forever, and I believe
Yeah.
that. So yeah, I see myself having a house with kids and a wife. So great car. I always want to have a Porsche. I never had a chance. I actually got from her a birthday gift that you have like some laps to do on a
Yep.
racetrack in a Porsche. So I
Yep.
will be driving this year. I need to pick a weekend for Porsche 911 driving.
Yeah, we do them over here. They're called track days, and you pick. I think it's a Porsche, Lamborghini, an Audi R8, and
Yeah, that sort of
Ferrari.
sports hypercars
Yeah,
from
yeah,
sports cars. So yeah,
yeah.
so I will have a few laps for that, so I can be sure that I will buy one in some time later.
Does she
I
does she feel the same way? You know? Because generally, when you say things like that, you see the woman all of a sudden go, "Nyong," run out the door. I was always expecting her to run behind you and go, see you later. I don't, is this something that you've discussed for your future? Because it's a big step, marriage
yeah,
commitment, kids.
yeah. We actually speak a lot about it. It's like a common topic to just you're just talking about your day and just drop by. Yeah, we're gonna get married sometime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
have expected to come and join you, by the way, as well. I'm like,
uh,
I almost thought she was going to pop in behind you.
Uh, We can arrange it for the latter part when we are saying goodbye to each other. But for now, she is laying in bed. So
She's like, oh, fair play. Leave
yeah,
her there.
yeah,
Don't disturb a sleeping lady, mate. They're
yeah.
like
So
bears.
she agrees on my Porsche, but I had to agree that I will buy her a Range Rover. So fair deal.
Yep. Take that one. You know what I mean? Take that one and have done with it. I think that's the thing. I think as well. You got to make these sacrifices. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to make the sacrifices. If I gave you a choice though, and I said to you, right, I'm going to open up the iRacing code for you. You get one opportunity to put any car or any track into iRacing. What would you put?
Any car on any track, but I can choose a car and track that is not in our racing. Yeah.
Yep. Any car. You're allowed to put one car, one track into iRacing that's not there or is there, or what would you put?
Oh, only one. Actually, I have one in mind. Or two tracks that are similar in some way. I would like to see either a Monaco track or a Macau track. So we could have a special event for Formula Car, because it would be a big thing to have to navigate through the streets.
Mm.
But about the car, I would like to see a new version of the Formula 3 car. It would fit great, but I believe there is a licensing issue with. I believe EA has the license for that car, so I don't know. I really like also the. I would love to see more Formula One tracks in iRacing too, in general, because some of them also make for great driving in GT3s. For example, Bahrain circuit. It's
Yep.
really. I think it should be in iRacing. Also, the Far East, like Malaysia or Shanghai. It's those tracks are also great for endurance and different types of racing. So we would benefit from them greatly. But yeah, if I have to choose one, I would say give me an F3 car in Macau or in Monaco, and just drop
You've
this
made up.
special event.
I think Singapore would be a good one as well to
Oh
be put in the
yeah,
oven. I
yeah,
think that's the thing. There isn't enough. There isn't enough. You can't run the W13 that on. Nobody can do a full F1 calendar because we haven't got the. You're
yeah,
right. The tracks aren't there. That's the problem, and I think that's why the W13 is kind of dying at a rapid rate because there isn't enough calendar there. There isn't people wanting to do them. There isn't people who can drive them either, which is another thing. But I think you are right. I think to do F1 properly, you've either got to play the new F1 that's coming out 2025 is on its release. I think I saw somewhere as well that is on its way, or for iRacing to keep up with F1, they've got to do more tracks. I think that's the thing. I think they've got to be able to do that.
yeah. Also, the F1 car in iRacing is a really difficult piece of car to drive. I don't have purchased the W13, but I have the W12.
Yeah.
So it's a hell of a car. Also, the races are. I believe there is like one is a C license and the other one is an A license. But I also I think there is a problem with the difficulty, the license, the length of the races. Some of them are really really long, like the whole Grand Prix experience. And yeah, as you said, there's a lot of tracks missing, but some are coming. For
Yep.
example, Miami is coming, so I don't like
Have
the
you noticed they're
Miami
very
circuit.
American based?
Yeah,
They're American based, aren't they?
yeah, I don't like the Miami circuit in F1, but I'm actually curious to see how it will play driving the Super Formula Lights around there. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Also, the issue with F1 car is that, like me, I bought the 2021 Mercedes. It was, I believe. It was active for a year, and then they
Yeah.
dropped a new car, and the past car was nowhere to be used. So there is also maybe people got a bit like me scared that there is no point in buying the car that in a year won't be active, And as we
No.
see, it's active for 3 years somehow. There is some leaks. The iRacing said that they're working on some Ferrari car. People say maybe a new Ferrari F1 car. It would be a great thing. I hope. I really would love to see it. I'm a Ferrari fan, so
I bet you any money it's a new Ferrari GT3.
yeah, I think that the from the GT3 challenge, I believe
It would just be too consistent with their MO.
Yeah.
They say a new Porsche's coming, we all get excited, and what do we end up with? Another GT3. If for whatever reason, and please if I'm wrong, I will instantly come out and say I'm wrong, but I can guarantee you that it is not what we're hoping it is. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not an F1 car because Mercedes have got the rights to the cars within iRacing, and they weren't going to give it up very easy. That's why you couldn't apply liveries initially when the car come out, because they wouldn't let you change them. I think this is the thing. I think to be fair, once they've done this once the W13's done, I don't think there's going to be any more. I really don't. I think it will be years before we get another one.
Yeah, there's also this. I had a thought about iRacing some time ago that when we speak about potential new cars, new trucks, there is a handful of propositions. So you have a lot of trucks that we'll like to see, but actually, I think that the base of the game right now, there's a lot of trucks, a lot of cars. And I really like what iRacing is doing for some time now, that they are focusing also on doing revamps of the current trucks. They are doing redesigns. They are focusing to bring them up to date. And there is a lot of trucks that still need that. And I would really like for them to maybe shift the focus to finishing that first. And in the meantime, they can scan the trucks. They did in Australia, I believe. They should be doing
Adelaide, Melbourne.
Yeah, Adelaide.
Adelaide, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there is some less known Australian truck. I'm not really good with Australian trucks, but
no, I don't know him either, to be honest, mate.
There are some more. So I would love to see them redesign the current ones, and also they are working on different things. So the base of the game, there's a lot of stuff, maybe even too much sometimes. I believe there is too much series, too much to race. So some series are not getting enough recognition and participation because of that. But I'm not the founder of iRacing, so they need to make money. They need to sell more cars and new content.
And that's why we get continual GT3s, because it's their money will. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's also a weird coincidence that anytime a new GT3 drops or new GTP drops, it's the best in BOP the next season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I mean. Well, it's been one of them things. Blimey, we've been talking for ages already. 45 minutes gone by here as well. It goes by really quickly. Give me your all-time favourite car.
Road car or the racing car?
Any.
Road car, McLaren MP4 12C, I would say.
Is that with the middle seat?
Yeah. It's the one I was, as a child, I was looking at it and I was like, yeah, I would love to drive one of those. Yeah,
I think we'd all love to own one of them, mate.
Yeah, but I would not want to, take care of it. The McLarens are really expensive to take care of, I know.
Yeah.
But I once had a chance to have a 1v1 at the lights with, it was a McLaren 720S, I believe. I was learning how to drive, so I was in a driving school car, and I actually had a better reaction time than him. But then he smoked me. Top speed, he smoked me actually, but yeah.
See you later. What car do you drive now?
I drive a 2022 Toyota Yaris. It's
Yaris.
Yeah, it's.
I'm sure Gene Robos had one of them.
Okay.
Is it the Yaris that Gene had? I think so.
I think it's the newest gen. It's the 4th gen. It's the no hybrid. It's like normal version, and I really like it. It was actually a gift for 18th birthday. It's not really bought. It's leased. So yeah,
Dude, don't worry about it. However you get it, listen. At the end of the day, mate, you get what you can get.
Yeah, I'm really grateful because my parents spent a lot of money for that, and I wanted to have something used. I was looking at a used car collection, but they said that they would give me this, and I really enjoy driving it. It's great in the cities. It's really good in the road when you're in some kind of journey. I had gone to Berlin in this car, so it's like 600-700 kilometer journey in one way. So it was a fun one. I also do a lot of driving around the city. I pick up my girl from work, so it's good. I really enjoy it. I have only one little scar at the front.
Did you hit it?
It's not a great story because I actually touched another car. It was nothing major. It was in the parking lot. It was late. It was like 11 p.m. and it was actually a private parking lot, like a company parking lot. And I was just tired after day work and just gave it a little bit of tap.
You doinked another car, Jakub. You rude.
Yeah, but we got on terms with that, and it wasn't anything major. I didn't even fix it. It's still there is a scar on the front right bumper. I said to myself that if there is more, then maybe I'll get that fixed. But it's still the only one, so.
It's like having a little kiss on the car. It can stay there. I think as well on that one. You know what I mean? Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you and listening to your insights and things like this. And it's great to hear. And I look forward to seeing how you get on in IGP this season. I think if you push for it, then I believe that you could be right up there challenging with them. However, if Jasper comes back, well, you could be in trouble.
Fingers crossed he's not back.
Fingers crossed he doesn't. I agree. Dude, on that note, thank you so much, Jakub, for joining me. It's been a pleasure having a chat with you as well. It's been an amazing conversation. I look forward to next time when we can try and get you on the show after the end of the IGP series and the end of the other 58 people that we've got to go. And this will go out next week, guys. It will be released on the 1st of April. And then it'll be Stacey Scott's up here with me having a chat on the virtual track as well. But Jakub, pleasure. Thank you so much as well. I hope you have a good time. And for now, guys, that's going to wrap it up. So take care. Have a good one. And see you later.
Thanks.